صباح الخير طلع لنا شو كلام ما كثر شيء هذا جوار عوض وجوار تصوير كلام وما حتى عندنا نوتة سعر جاك اليوم شو ده سعر ولا أسعار اليوم وطن النبي كيف تزرع
Hello. This is really weird to do for me because I usually don't like talk alone in front of a camera. But I got a new camera. The reason because I got this new camera is like to start making more videos. I have a lot of time currently, and yeah, I wanted like to do a little art video in which like I talk about art and the project that I am doing currently. Yeah, it's really awkward, but I'm gonna try my best to like have a good way of explaining myself and not be so awkward in front of the camera. I want to talk a bit about like what I'm gonna do today. Today's video is gonna be about like a little project I started about 115 days ago exactly. The challenge that I decided to do is like called daily art or daily portraiture, and I thought to myself like 5 months ago, I realized I had a lot of time and I wanted to like start getting more into painting with oil. At the same time, I didn't want to like lose touch of like drawing with graphite. So I thought to myself, what would be like a healthy balance in which I can like draw with oils or paint with oils and at the same time draw with graphite. And I've came to the idea of drawing a little portrait every day or like a simple sketch. By the way, this tea, I don't know what it's called, but a friend of mine gave it to me as a present and it's become one of my favorite tea. It's like a little flower, it's like from Albanian and I don't know what it's called. He told me the name of it already, but I forgot it. Cheers, it's really nice. It's cold now a bit because like filming all of that stuff took a bit of time, but it's still like warm enough to drink. But yeah, getting back to the topic of why I decided to do this video or like the challenge, the daily portrait challenge, it's like it was a simple way for me to still have a touch with like graphite and draw every day or like at least consistently without like overworking myself when it comes to like projects. Because most of the work that I did like in the past consists of like really time-consuming portraiture, which is fun, but at the same time I wanted to like start paint a bit bigger and like get into painting more, since I felt like I was at a really good place when it comes to drawing. The reason I wasn't like being able to paint big paintings is like the space I have right now. This is by the way my room. There is not a lot of space for like me to do a lot of big projects. My father helped me, like I had a little idea of making like a little wall in which like I can put canvas on it and like it can be as big as I want. Like the wall that we built is like about, I forgot how long it was, but I think like 3 by 2 meters big or like something like that, but like big enough for me to do like big projects. Yeah, so now I'm currently like trying to get into painting more, like exploring that side of art, and at the same time I still do like this portraiture. And I think today's video is just gonna be like talking about the portraiture and the reason why I am doing this portrait and like explaining a bit of my art process while showing you this cheese. I cannot talk, man. By the way, look how cute. This little tea spoon is like has a little tea on it. It's really cute. I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but I'm gonna try and edit it and make it like a bit consistent and like coherent. By the way, the videos that I'm gonna drop are not gonna be consistent at all. I'm just gonna like do it for fun for myself. I have another outlet, another creative outlet in which like I can edit videos. I have a lot of fun editing videos. That's why it's not going to be consistent at all, but I'm still gonna try like explain my processes. So let's get to it. Whoa! I usually just like go on Pinterest and search for like something like a portrait that I think looks nice. I find myself falling into drawing girls a lot. I don't know why, but I like tend to draw girls more often than men. Something that's not too complex. Like for example, this one has a bit of a complex lighting situation happening, so I usually don't go for something like this. Sometimes it takes a lot of time to find something, and sometimes I can find it really fast. Just like depends on my luck and what Pinterest gods are deciding to give me. Okay, I think I found the picture for today. Got it. So I usually start in the upper right corner of the page because I do multiple portraits in the same page, and if I start in the upper right area, then I can move to the right area, then the left, and then right, so I don't smudge my portraits all over the place. So yeah, I usually always start with a circle. I do the Loomis method, like I eye it. It's really simple to do the Loomis method, like I've learned it a long time now, and it's really easy. This person has a really interesting looking face, older gentleman with a lot of wrinkles, which I think looks nice, but also a bit complex to draw compared to a younger person. But also, one thing I do have to note when it comes to this challenge, I usually don't put a lot of time in getting the like same exact look that people have on their face or like capture their essence, because that's not the point of the challenge. The point is just like to do a portrait every day, and there has been some portraits I did that do not look like the person at all, but also that's because like I don't want to put too much time into capturing the likeness, because it takes some time and my focus is not that. I think the nose area, or like the things between the nose and the eyes, a bit too low or like too small, but I think that's okay first. So now I did the sketch, like this initial sketch. Now I start with the shading, and I usually start with the darkest areas first. In this case, it's like the eyes and like the little shadows. So I just like really roughly put the shadows in. And because I have a really nice base already, I put the shadows correctly, then it automatically starts to like look much better, because like the shapes and the folds and like the different angles are already on the paper, which like makes it come alive really fast. The stage that I am at is like a bit time consuming. It's like the awkward stage right now, in which like I am putting the different tones in their place. I do like to use cross hatching a lot when I do these simple portraits. I mean, I use cross hatching in all of my portraiture and drawings, but like I do it so fine that you cannot see it. But in case of these simple sketches, I like to leave the hatch marks in, so like you can see how I hatched it in. It's the different tones that I am putting in right now. His eyes are a bit darker than what I did here initially, and he has like a really hanging upper part of his eyes, like space. It's a bit really high. My English is really bad, but I am trying my best. So I've been doing this for some time now, and it's slowly starting to work out as I wanted to. There are some areas that I need to finesse a bit more. But all in all, it's starting to become better. I'm gonna do the background now. This is how I usually do the background, just like a lot of cross hatching, going into one direction. And I usually assist the drawing a bit and try to find out which area, which side I want to make a bit darker. I also forgot to do the closing. I'm gonna do it really fast. I'm becoming really tired and I just want to finish this drawing, so that's why I'm gonna do it a bit faster now. I usually try to find out which area of the drawing, which side is a bit darker, and try to complement the other side of the background and make it darker so it has a little harmonious feeling. In this case, I do notice that this side is darker than this side. I mean, this area, the small area here, is darker than this one, but at the same time, the whole left area in general, it's lighter than the side of the back of the head. So that's why I will try now and cross hatch this area a bit more in order to make it a bit more defined, or like condensed with graphite. I usually just like cross hatch again and go in a different direction like this. And now I do have a little slighter darker background compared to this one, but I don't feel like it's dark enough for me. And especially in here, I want to give it a little lost edge. Since I can see it on the picture too, I can give it a little lost edge. And I will bring this down to the neck area too. And I can now make the neck a bit darker because it's starting to fade into the background and I don't want to do that. So that's why I will darken the neck a bit more. Notice how I didn't lighten this area. I darkened the neck because I want the contrast to stay there that I put beforehand. I do like it right now, and I think I'm gonna darken this side a bit more. I like this area a lot right here. It has nice shapes and nice values. This part of the color pops out really well against the other side. And now I do the final touches, and the final touches basically consist of accents around the whole drawing. I usually put the focus around the eyes, and it's basically a darker hatch marks compared to the whole drawing. In that way I have a little contrast between the final touches and the drawing as itself. And I want to show you it a bit closer, so I'm going to change the camera perspective. Start with the eyes. I give them some really dark eyelashes to make it pop. There's not a lot because he's an older gentleman and doesn't have a lot of eyelashes. I usually give them a lot of eyelashes to make the eyes the center focus of the whole drawing. And I think for him I want to focus a bit on the eyebrows because he has like nice shaped eyebrows like this basically. Yeah, okay, I did it a bit too much. I don't like this one here because now it's not fading to the background as I wanted it to. I also use a kneaded eraser because I just find them much more practical to use. Okay, now I'm gonna give the hair a bit more accents, just like some touches around here, because right now it's like the hair and the face values are blending into each other because they are such a close value. I just want to darken this whole area a bit more. It's a bit too light for me. I want to darken it. Because I've darkened the whole area right now, the values that were darker became the same values as the values that were lighter, and that's why I have to bring the values that were darker up again, like this. Here a bit more. Yeah, this is really nice. What I just did here is really nice. I did like the edge shadow and brought it up a bit more, and I think I'm gonna darken this right here a bit more. It's a bit too light for me. I don't like the texture of the hair that much, but it does the job. Okay, I think this is starting to come to a finish. I think this is done for today. I like it a lot. Okay, so I am done with the portrait right now. I don't know if this light looks good or not, but yeah, I am done with the portrait right now. I am happy with the way it turned out. It didn't turn out as well as I would like it to, but I think that's because I filmed it, and I had to focus on the filming a lot and not like on the drawing itself. But I still feel like it turned out nice, and I am happy with the results. And it was a bit hard to film it, like to find the different angles and to keep the shot in and not move a lot. I hope you had fun watching this video, and maybe I will make more videos in the future.